Time for What the Hack with our regular guest, Nazareen Ebrahim, the CEO of Naz Consulting International. And today we are talking about the pop-up ads which appear when you are looking at an online news feed, you're searching for a bit of information about this or the other, and perhaps on your social media platforms. That's not something I know about because I'm not on any social media platforms. Naz, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Maytham. How are you doing?
Mr. Maytham. All right. I'm fine, Ms. Ebrahim. And yourself?
I'm brilliant. Thank you for asking.
Brilliant. Wow. Naz, I never, ever look at any of those. I spend a lot of time on the internet. I'm constantly researching, trying to find things out. So I'm going to probably a higher than usual number of internet sites in a day. And look, some sites have regular pop-ups, many of them. They're kind of cluttered with it. You have to struggle to find the content underneath all of the pop-ups. Others have fewer. Do they work? I mean, is there evidence that the money spent on them is worth spending?
It's a great question. It's a kind of advertising as part of a strategy that a paid media specialist would have put together. Paid media specialist meaning someone who's focused particularly on using every kind of digital outlet that has a paid mechanism on it, whether it's a pop-up ad, it's part of a retargeting or remarketing campaign, using a combination of social media, Google ads, people landing on your website. And that's simply part of a campaign that's being paid for by someone, because it's always mobile first, right, John? This is what companies are asking for if they're going to a good digital marketing agency or a marketing agency. It would be one of the tactics that a marketing agency would use in order to keep a brand top of mind. And typically, you'd find that in the retail space, or with any kind of brand that wants to have a reach and retention in the mind of customers. But that's what you're asking. And if the question is, why am I seeing this everywhere? It would be part of a bigger strategy that a company has or a brand has that has gone to hopefully an expert. And if they're doing it on their own, then they've got in-house people that are experts at buying certain kind of media online. If it's not TV, then it would have been radio. But now it's a whole host of different digital outlets or spaces that would make sense in a campaign to achieve a certain outcome, whatever that outcome might be, to send someone somewhere, to download something, to buy something.
I suppose it's a question that's been around since the start of advertising. Does advertising work, whether you're talking about advertising on television or in newspapers or on websites or on radio, which is obviously the channel that we use mostly in order to reach people, and obviously the people who pay money for advertising and the people who get paid money for creating that advertising say, yes, of course it works. And it seems to me sometimes that the research is mixed in terms of what it shows. But you said mobile is first. Is there a sense that digital advertising is now kind of, for many companies who want to advertise a product or a service, they're looking at digital advertising as their first option? Is that what you were implying?
That's exactly what I'm implying.
Okay.
You only need look at the data. As South Africans, we're very familiar with the social media landscape report by Arthur Goldstuck's Worldwide Works, I think in combination with a business I can't remember now in Johannesburg. The other one is the digital report that shows global stats around trends on connectivity, device usage, number of social users for a social media platform, and that comes from Hootsuite and We Are Social. And these reports, in line with reports from every advertising conglomerate in the world, whether it may be an Ogilvy or the World Economic Forum, clearly show the expansion of how this technology has impacted our lives. We're just talking at a broad scale of device usage, social media usage, but that is the nature of the human being, which is why things like, which the metaverse is I don't know that it would exist in years to come. And I think we spoke about this in a few shows ago. But if you look at the way humans are conditioned and wired now, when we talk about mobile first, a digital marketer is saying, I expect to find my user or my buyer on their mobile phones. rather than their desktop. And so if they're looking at something like a simple thing, like Google Analytics of their website or whatever analytics tool they're using to gauge performance of any campaign they've run, then that's why they're talking about mobile first. And this brings me to the thinking about, why do companies or people hire marketing companies? What are some of the questions that they may ask if they're doing that? Some of the questions that they may ask are, well, how long have you been in the industry? We know that digital marketing companies are a dime a dozen these days. It might be a fortunate thing because it means a very low barrier to entry into the market for people wishing to have their own businesses. 100%. All you need is a desktop or a mobile. Actually, you just to have a mobile is good enough. A good internet connection and a basic understanding of what it means to create a piece of content. Boom, you have a digital marketing company. That's what you can say online, and you can market that to small businesses in your area or wherever you live. If you're a bigger agency or a bigger company, you've been doing this for a while. That's where the challenge is in articulating properly to customers what it means to hire a company that can actually make a change in your organization. And when customers are looking for what that means, it's not simply going to a business and saying, I want to run social media ads. Or I want to put my company on Facebook. And John, I'm just telling you some of the questions that you typically hear, either from a company that knows or doesn't know, you know?
And if you could fairly quickly tell us what to look out for if you're thinking of going to do some digital advertising, maybe for a startup business that you've just getting on the road.
A startup business that has limited capital, not able to afford a retainer, or can afford one session with a digital marketing company or a digital communications business, they should have the option of doing that. I would recommend a startup business look for doing a once-off consultation with a digital marketing company to get a sense of the next steps forward. Don't pay a lot for it, but there are tools available for you to do this, because you not having the money to afford a full-time digital marketing company means you have to do it on your own. And the tools are there, particularly the AI-powered tools that can help generate copy, generate video, and give you ideas on how to do that. These tools are available readily. If you can afford a digital marketing company, you need to look out for a number of things. Have they worked in your industry before? Do they have traceable references? Do they have examples of their work? Do they understand what they're speaking about? And can they understand your business at a first go? This is important. Asking the right questions, I do believe, far more valuable than always being pressured to give the right answer. And this is something that customers sometimes forget, especially when hiring what would be sometimes looked at as a very fuzzy area of digital marketing. Everyone knows it. The typical comeback from a customer might be, I don't have the time to do it. This is why I'm hiring you. No, you're hiring us because we have the expertise to match digital marketing, technology, and communications.
Naz Ebrahim, thanks very much for talking to us this morning, the CEO of Naz Consulting International. There'll be another What the Hack next Tuesday, but it should be, we think, with less